Panels are here.
Over the last year and a half or so, I have been designing and building my wedge-style truck camper for my 2023 Toyota Tacoma with a 5-foot bed. I've gone through lots of different iterations for the design, and the build itself has been taking a really long time, so I've decided to break up these videos into 4 different parts. The first video was on assembling the frame of the camper, and if you haven't already seen that video, I've linked it in the top corner here. This video is part 2, and it's focusing on the panels of the camper, so the acrylic and the roof and the walls and things like that. Up next, I plan on making a video for sewing the fabric walls, and then finally the last video will be on the storage platform where we will have our pull-out drawers for our kitchen and other storage. So let's jump right into assembling the panels.
So here's one of the acrylics for the back door, and here's the other acrylic. And I'm trying to get it fitted, so I sized these so that they would be like as snug as possible in these frames. So I'm actually in the process of trying to route just the smallest bit off the side just to give it a little bit of breathable wiggle room. Fitted up both my panels. They fit great. This one isn't in yet, but all my tolerances and things look correct. Just gave all these bolts an extra coat of paint. All I did here was I just kind of cut a 45 in the corners, and that should be enough to keep it pretty watertight. This gasket also helps prevent rattle, so when you're on the road it'll keep the panel locked in tight, and then still allow a little gap for expansion. Wrapped up the doors. They open, and then close up, and then latch, and that keeps everything up and lined up here. And then this guy goes in like that. This can be locked. That should keep it pretty secure while I'm driving down the road. So I have these little door stops that I got on Amazon. So I just decided to extend this bracket out a bit so that I have a double. One locks into here, and then the other side holds these little brackets. So what happens is these guys come undone, and then they go around and they meet with the sort of female side over here. And they're actually super strong. And so I'm thinking I can probably drive down the freeway with that. This is going to be the back side of the camper, so facing forward, I suppose. And I spent a lot of time getting all of these really specific measurements lined up. And I just made these brackets that, since this top panel, which will be where we sleep, is going to be underneath, that means that these brackets line up slightly off center. So I had to make some special brackets, and you'll see those will bolt into the beam that'll go all the way across to the front end. About ready to cut my last sheet of acrylic. I know it's kind of dark, so it's a little hard to see, but my method for marking these holes is I've put the panel up with just a couple bolts up top, and I've just shimmied it ever so slightly off to the right, and I've just marked every single hole with a little Sharpie mark, so that when I take this panel off, I'm gonna silicone some T-nuts into those exact spots. Spray painting these brackets. Just got the solar panel delivered. I got this off Amazon, so I'll leave a link in the description to where I got it. So far it's holding up pretty good. The day has come to drill the holes in the under the bed panel. And the way I have this set up is the panel for under the bed is going to tie in and be supported by the back window panel, which will be right in here, and then this extra top section will give it a little bit more support on this side, and then there'll be supports going underneath. So let's drill some holes. Just got all my holes drilled out. This stuff is 6mm aluminum composite panel. So it is aluminum and plastic and then aluminum in a big thick sandwich. I've been racking my brain on how to lift this bed panel up to the bottom side of the camper. And I found these cool little paracord auto block systems on Amazon. I'll link those in the description, but I just got some 2x4s and laid it flat and hung 4 of these from each corner. Now I'm just going through and marking where each of my T-nuts should be, so I'm pushing this up and then shifting it over a little bit so that I can get a Sharpie in this hole, and then just mark exactly where each T-nut needs to go around the entire perimeter. That's all of them in. I think it's time to put on the sealant, which I got the Sikaflex, which everywhere online seemed to say that this was the right stuff. Getting my brackets sorted. And I've just been cutting these little pieces of rubber, just poking through. Like that. And that'll go on top up here. never made templates for the window panels, and I'm in the process of trying to get the windows sorted. So instead of buying new templates, I'm just gonna reuse my old ones and modify them because the template that was for is done. Test fit's looking good. Glad to say that my template fits like a glove. It's time to cut out the holes for the latches. Just using the same panel to make sure that it's mirrored correctly so that it fits on both sides before I start chopping out the other one. And it looks like it's a good fit. I have the two window panels stacked, and I'm just tracing the same holes I made from the top to the bottom. Testing to make sure this all works. It's looking pretty good. Alright, so I was going to use that VHB tape to bond this stuff, but that is not going to work, I think, so I ended up getting this epoxy. Epoxy's looking good. I'm back this morning working on this. I just finished up my first glue up. Looking pretty good. I'm gonna glue up this long bottom piece. Oh God, this stuff goes so quick. closes, makes contact with the aluminum, and squishes closed. We just got the second door on. This is the first time I've seen it with all the doors open. I made these brackets that I'm going to mount underneath like that, and that's going to support these. Got these supports mounted into place temporarily. Just wrapped both of the sleeper brackets on the side. And again, the edge of the truck will go to about here, and then I'm gonna build a bracket to link into the roof rack on the truck. When this thing opens up, all of the weight is gonna come down onto this hinge, and then all that weight's gonna wanna push this whole front end down. I've got my two sort of crossbar supports. They're gonna act as the roof rack and the support from above, because I'm gonna screw in from below. Time has come to zip all these holes into the roof. Now with these panels flexible, I can come out here and mark my holes. Yet again, Amazon fucked me up because these are not the right size. I'm just gonna hope those things don't pop off. It's a new day, the new gas struts have arrived, and the new ball joints that are the correct sizes. Hopefully this will be a little less sketchy. Very exciting. I'm gonna move my car just to be safe. testing to see if this piece of aluminum angle that I got is going to be strong enough to prevent deflection on this thing. Oh, significantly beefier. Back in the shop, working on the bed platform today. These were the holders that would hold the topper to the truck. And then I had these laying around, so I figured I would use these for the bed holder platform. Just added these fabric sliders into the right spot. That slides all the way back. Now I'm trying to sort out where to hang it. These two brackets are in, and they're working great. The Tacoma has pre-drilled holes that you just need to cut the protective layer on. Marks these holes in my weather stripping, and I'm just going to cut it just big enough to be able to get my M6 bolt through the top. I sure hope this second one goes better for me than this first one did. All right, I'm prepping for the final roof push tomorrow. I'm a little worried that once water gets in these T-slot grooves, that it'll find its way in through these teeny little gaps. I'm just gonna put a bead of silicone around each seam. Now all of the corners and tops have silicone. It's finally time. Let's put the roof on. There you go. And twist, twist, twist. That one, which whoever is putting that second one in, looks like it's going to be a little misaligned. Oh, where's the security ones at? Maybe on that other side. Oh, it's just the only other side.
There's only one.
More? Yep, keep going. Oh, yeah. That looks great.
Okay, that actually did work.
I forgot to record, but the roof is coming together.
It happened.
It's on now.
Is it bigger than you thought it would be? All right, 1, 2. What am I doing?
Good. What are we doing?
Just like
The camper is on the truck. I put it on last night with some friends, regretting that I didn't film more of that process. I only had a short time window with everyone who was here, so I was more concerned with just getting through it and getting it up and on the car. Put some Sikaflex onto the roof, drilled in all of these bolts. This leads me to figure out the jack system for when I eventually want to get this thing off, which will attach to these points and allow me to drive out from underneath, which will be very cool. It feels crazy seeing it on the car finally. It's been so many months of work. We're actually going to be putting it to use next week on our road trip. I've already done a lot of silicone up here, but I'm just going through just to be extra safe. And I was able to reuse these cool little hooks that I used to get the bottom of the panel onto the truck. And now if you want, these can click into here, and then they can allow you to vent your window to whatever height you want. So the front bends a little bit over the top of the car as the camper goes up.
So I'm just gonna use these turnbuckles to attach to the roof rack points. And just like that, I feel like these new additions will do a lot for the weight that's gonna be put on this thing. Putting some spray foam just in this bottom most gap. That's the only place where water can get in and potentially get into the camper. I'll go through here with a razor blade and slice this off once it's fully cured. Go in just like that. I had to sort of customize this roof box, which was a cheap Facebook Marketplace find. I put some flat bar across the top and some rubber on the bottom on all four sides. I also just added the solar panel up top. We are officially camping, which is very exciting. So it's been a lot of work to get the panels on, the gas struts on, all the walls, all of the acrylic. Everything is functional now and works great. And so obviously the only thing we're missing currently is the tent, which is coming up in the next video. And then the following video will be on building a storage platform here, because clearly you can see all of our gear is just in the truck bed, and we want to get that elevated and then have stuff stored underneath with big pull-out drawers. And now we get to be at some beautiful campsites. So I think this is where I'll call it for this video. Stay tuned for that next video. That'll be part 3 of the series, and then after that we'll get the shelves all sorted. So yeah, stay tuned, and thanks a bunch for watching. See ya.